Bonjour everyone, I hope you are all good. Today I wanted to look at something I don't think is talked about enough. A movie that I had very little knowledge about going in, but it ended up blowing me away. We're talking about 2022's Netflix Special Entergalactic. Now typically, I don't watch a lot of romance movies, but this surprised me because it's now not only one of my favorite of the genre, but I would say it's one of the best releases of last year. We'll dive deeper into the core aspects and themes that I feel were very well done, but for anyone, I feel the first thing that hits you are the incredible visuals created with this art style reminiscent of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and also the excellent soundtrack backing these visuals, which especially for anyone who's a fan of Kid Cudi's music will thoroughly enjoy this. Personally, Spider-Verse is one of my favorite films of all time, and I'm learning this combo of incredible animation and a great pairing soundtrack is a sure combination for an enjoyable film. This hits on both of those notes wonderfully, and I think makes for a truly unique and fun rom-com that I've never experienced as far as I can recall. The story effortlessly flows through the introduction to the characters and the beginning of their romance.
Hi,
Shit.
Well, with a lot of the movies in this genre, there's plenty of risk coming across as generic and meh, considering some of the scenes could be found in plenty of other movies. The art style and soundtrack add an aspect that makes it all work. The story is great, but I don't think it had to be perfect whatsoever in order for you to feel the emotions of the film and get attached to the characters. There's one important reason for that, and it's music.
A love story it's just you and I.
It's human nature to react to music. Our minds feed off of it. It can persuade our emotions in ways we don't even realize because a lot of it is subconscious. But that's the great part about having someone as talented as Cudi to compose a track list for this. I think as an album alone, Entergalactic is good, but with the scenes on top of it, letting you feel the emotions of the songs through the scenes and vice versa, it's a massive standout strength of the film.
I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you.
Obviously though, the movie doesn't work on an emotional level without characters to get attached to. A relationship we can get invested in. But luckily, the writing I thought was very smart. Before we even introduce our two main protagonists, we're getting acquainted with the type of people they are. We're shown with these small little scenes that they are people we should like. They are kind, funny, intriguing. Just small scenes like this show, hey, they're compassionate, we should like them.
Motherfucker shit! Sorry, miss. This stupid bike messenger fault.
no worries. You okay?
Yes.
Cool. Let's just get there safe, my man.
So when we finally do introduce the main characters, we get a scene like this with extra weight to it because we have some semblance of who they are already.
Angel in your halo.
The love story is so endearing. It carries a lot of great introspective themes about what a relationship really should entail, and also the stigma around all of it, including being okay with being alone. When we're first getting introduced to Jabari, he's getting used to a new stage in his life. A new house, new neighborhood, new job, new peers. The only thing he's missing is a partner. And part of the reason he feels that way is the constant reminder of his loneliness through advertisement and media. Stush is a dating app in the film that is blasted all around town, and it reminds me of real life media and dating apps where it basically tells you you should want this, you should want a relationship, and you should need this. And so when he comes encounter with his ex, and she's interested in potentially trying to rekindle what they have, he's conflicted. Cause on one hand, his friends have been telling him to focus on himself. They were bringing up the fact that the relationship failed in the first place and how she hasn't been there during his come up. But a part of him wants some kind of connection, even if he doesn't think this is gonna work. So he decides to try it out and go for it. He spends the night, only in the morning, he comes to tell Carmen that he regrets it.
I just think this was a mistake.
Even though Carmen is disappointed from being led on, Jabari chooses to leave it open-ended, telling her they should still be friends. It's another theme that will play a bigger role as the story goes on, but we see Jabari's personal issues come through as he doesn't want commitment, at least with Carmen, and instead of letting it go, he chooses to leave that option open, knowing they don't want the same thing. This choice by him can stem from a multitude of things, but most likely it's a sign of Jabari's confusion with what he actually wants out of a relationship, as well as his own self-doubt that he won't ever be able to actually find anything that's truly meaningful, so he wants to have a fallback. Regardless, Jabari moves on from that situation with eyes set on new things in life, so that's when we meet our other main protagonist, Meadow. Someone who is doing well on their own as well. She's happy, has a lot of friends, seems to know herself, and has plenty of ambition for her photography career. Again, the only thing she feels she's missing is a relationship. So when her and Jabari meet, they feel an instant connection. They have a lot in common and get along great. They start to feel this could actually be something special. The only issue is they are both scared. When something real finally hits, you get nervous it won't work out, so neither of them want to make the first move out of fear.
I'm not trying to fuck the vibes up, you know what I mean?
Dude, you alright?
Yeah. I was just blown away by Barry's bitch assness.
This does lead to one of the best scenes in the film though. After constant nagging from their friends to go for it and put themselves out there, to take the initiative if this is something they really want, they both finally decide it's time, and we get the willing to trust scene. A montage of them finally connecting and seeing their relationship thrive. This scene could honestly make anyone want a relationship because it is so endearing. That bond they share, the moments they get to experience, it's all shared with someone else, and that makes it special.
Willing to trust someone, and I've been willing to trust someone.
This adds to the big themes of loneliness and self-awareness, as after this montage, we immediately go into heartbreak. Jabari gets a provocative text from his ex Carmen, and Meadow happens to see it. This puts a big rift in their relationship as the latter half of the movie is going through their emotions of feeling lonely and sad. For pretty much the rest of the film, we see the two going on with their lives, throwing themselves back into their work and thriving at what they do. However, they are constantly met with this somber feeling despite the successful achievements they are garnering on their own. While Jabari and Meadow are great as individuals, it brings up the point that anything can be great, but it's even better when you have someone to experience it with. I feel it's human nature to want someone to feel those emotions with you, support you, go through sad times, happy times. It's that connection that we thrive off of. So this leads right up to the climax, Meadow's gallery piece.
We say the wrong thing, and then just like that, the moment has passed.
The final sequence really drives home the theme of going for it if you really want something, as we see constantly throughout the film people scared to take the initiative and put themselves out there. But in the end, if you never try, you'll never have a chance to succeed. So we see Meadow and Jabari go for it, neither sure if the other will actually show up, but going there anyways in hope. Their reunion is of course visually stunning, and we get a wholesome ending in the film.
Hey.
The plot worked incredibly well for me on a number of levels, but at its core, I think the characters are just very well executed. My favorite little moment from them is when they are on their first date and Jabari shows Meadow his original Mr. Rager piece. She has her camera with her taking pictures, and I thought it was a cute representation of the balance in a relationship. While Jabari creates art, Meadow captures it, having them work together to create something truly special.
This is my first one.
Wow.
There were other aspects I didn't really get into about the film, like how funny the movie is, and also the incredible cast. Everyone did an amazing job, but the standout for me has gotta be Ty Dolla $ign. He brings so many funny moments in, and he is hilarious.
Now I can't even do my laundry anymore. Dick gets hard every time I smell a bound sheep.
The movie is also filled with nice little moments you might not even notice, like Jabari's worry plant growing during the first half of the film when he's still trying to move into this new stage of life, but then later we see it start to wither out as he's with Meadow. Or in the final sequence when Meadow is getting out of the cab to reunite with Jabari, the cab she's getting out of has a Stush ad on the top. A subtle imagery that she is finally leaving the dating game for good because she has found the one. Also found it funny, after all the themes centered around Stush, it turns out to be a scam in the end.
Popular dating app Stush is under fire this evening. It turns out the dating component of the application was a Trojan horse for identity theft.
Thanks for taking a look at Entergalactic with me. If you've seen the film, let me know your takeaways from it. If you haven't, I would highly recommend it as it's a very fun and creative take on the genre. Until next time, peace.